how 100 children to do. We wanted 100 children for see this your place for plenty of people who've been a kind fun the Gullah Root Experience tour for almost 20 years, been a yeti boat and thing like that. This year, the African burial ground. Since this year, the historic preservation month and thing like that in the U.S., we made sure that we made a stop here for bring 100 children with me right here to this your place where the ancestors been and where they did now. They live on side this your water and thing like that. Right down the street from where 100 of the children see City Hall and thing like that. Plenty of people now stand say, with big city and things still tidy we in the Gullah Geechee Nation. And been since back a yonder when we ancestors them beteeth and carry up to this your land. So now, when 100 children are kind to New York, and you're going to the club, you're going shopping, you're do all of this your kind of thing. But 100 did it from the motherland and thing. 100 need for come here, for pay homage, for come right by the water. You know the water to bring me, the water will take you back. Same way 100 children see this your water here, you see how it's opening you. For how we've been a kind of true the door of no return. So 100 children that see this your journey where we the day on for the Gullah Root Experience tour around the world and things like that. We want 100 to see this your story. Same way 100 be there in the chop. You can go in every research center and you hide this your thing about the world right down there on the floor. 100 can see this your we're there in the ground. They dedicate to the ancestors then. Where we did right here. On this your island called Manhasset. For 100 children of Wonder Women today. This year is the African burial ground. Now we never start for dig up and thing for throw up one more federal building. Then they find the body and thing be there. And then we find the body will be there. Then we ancestors gone. And 100 children been a wonderful. But how come? Some of we gone New York, but that blood consciousness and things like that, draw on to where your ancestors them to be. Draw on back to where we blood and things was feeling. But see, son caught you have to go back and fetch it. If 100 ain't know where 100 a day from, 100 ain't go, I know where 100 to go out. But see, God did with me all the time, and so 100 chiller, the journey. Don't think so you just need to come to the city for shop, for party and things like that. You need to get back to your roots, get about your culture. That is the way the world will understand who 100 up and what 100 still are going through today. So 100 children to see me, they're going out the rest of the place and things like that. And they go there just dry along so. Just like 100 see we the pour libation to all four corners. Just like we ancestors there. The indigenous peoples, the Kusabo, the Yamasee, the Adisto, the Cree, still a Troy medicine, what we say, the juju and thing like that, for make people to heal. And rather was all 100 children be to ask me all the time about this year. You want to know what this year mean when you see it put my hand. Now you see this year, the tree of life. But you can't have life just by dry self. You have to have the crossing over and things like that. So you see 100 children were there in the family. Plenty of time, everything ain't about the festivals. Everything ain't about getting together for party. Everything ain't about what we done now fun and things like that. Sometimes you have to remember what these hand and things we bring to this soil. What these children, what they call the black gold children, they build up all around. You have to remember where 100 come from for know where 100 grind and things like that. So even when 100 going Charleston and have been the #1 enslavement auction block in North America, make sure that 100 children know where this #2 one be there. Right here in Nueva York, right here on the island of Manhasset, New York City, the African burial ground. This year, 100 tax dollars be to pay for it 100 American citizen. But you ain't no say your dollars be to going into this to tell this your part the story. But many years ago, I founded an organization called the African Cultural Arts Network before I founded the Gullah Geechee Sea Island Coalition. We fought for this place to be a place that our ancestors' bones would not be removed from, but actually would forever be in this place. And that no one would bury on top of them, that their story would be able to speak and to speak to you. So when we're talking about a month called Historic Preservation Month, it's not just about preserving things and locking them in places and spaces and jars and museums. It is about continuation. But in order for you to know what's so important about today, you have to know what was important in the past. And that African people were enslaved in New York City the same way they were enslaved in Charlestown. We call Chucktown, Charleston today. So if Hunter chillin' want to know who you be, Hunter can keep on journey with me. Now if you ain't know who I'd be, I'd Queen Quet, head for the body of the Gullah Geechee. So on this Gullah Geechee Land and Legacy World Tour, when we're hashtagging This Place Matters, I wanted to take the time to start off our Periscope broadcast with a place that mattered to me. Not just because these were African people, not just because the African Cultural Arts Network participated in it, but because they were human beings. And when we talk about a global struggle for human rights, some cannot understand why Gullah Geechee stood on their right to self-determination, why we are still standing while others think we shouldn't be, why others want us to just be your festival objects and your entertainment. There are souls in this soil. There are souls and bodies and bones right beneath this concrete in this city. And New York City has always been tied together with the Gullah Geechee Nation this way. Economically, financially, it has been and it is. So when you talk about the enslavement of African people in North America, you can't leave out the great metropolis of New York, like you can't leave out the hashtag This Place Matters Charleston, South Carolina, where also our people have fallen and died just within the last year. Let us not let their burial grounds, their death grounds, their sites where they fell be places that people could have laid roses and flowers last year, where you beat on drums and you dance, where the media came because someone's blood was there, and then after that you let us go silent. So Hunter chillin', you know if you deal with me, Hunter gwine know what gwine on. And it ain't just a what gwine on to this you did, but what been a gwine on back of yon. And so that's why I wanted you to take this journey with me here to the African burial ground, a place that's near and dear to my heart, to my soul, not only because of these symbols that you see on the walls, but because it's all about looking at this. Look at what else is around. Look at what I'm in the midst of. This is what all of Charleston would become. This is all of what St. Helena Island would become. This is what all of our coast would become if we don't stand up, speak up, and speak out about why there's more to life than what other building you can build up. Never forget the water. It heals, it refreshes, it nourishes, especially spiritually. This has always been a part of our journey. And so, look at Legba, Alaska, Ganyam. Yes, God is still with us on this journey. Ikisi, Sarambana. Look at this closely. Notice those 4 points once again. And Saroma, this is our guardianship, the protection, which is what protected these spirits all along. I say, Yaduru, this is yet the divinity of Mother Earth that we're fighting for, the environment right now. Haiwan Hai, the imperishable and the endurance. If there are people that have ever endured, the African people have truly endured. And again, our Kemetic symbol, called here an Egyptian symbol, our key of life, the Ankh, our medicine wheel, because this is what our indigenous and Native American ancestors left us to heal with for all directions of the earth. The cross that so many of us still seek, that we still go to in the church, in the praise house, in the bush arbor, the brush arbor. Tanit, for all of our brothers and sisters, I say assalamu alaikum. Here, our brigade, our female cemetery guardian, our burial areas yet protected by the mother. Yowa, our continuity of human life. Again, when we pour libation, you see the circle that connects us. Life, birth, death, afterlife. Here, I know some of y'all say Baron, some might say Baron, depending on where you're from. The male cemetery guardian, yet protected by the Father. Here, mat masi, wisdom and prudence. It takes wisdom, prudence, mudawit, and things like that. Where we da there from? To hold on to your traditions, your culture, to pass it on. And as my mother always said, understanding the greatest thing in the world, akoma and toso. This is about understanding who we be this your day, punish your journey. Fun too. There can you know fun food. A unity in diversity. A lot of people use this word diversity today, but not in the way we mean it. This is in reference to our Igbo, Mandinka, Malinke, Yoruba, Gullah, Geechee, Mendi, Temni, Fiki, Bibio, and our numerous indigenous American ancestors. The diversity of cultures that came together united in the midst of their bondage. People joined and they still kept their culture alive. That's why they could distinguish these burial plots from others in the world, because the African symbols were yet there. And here it is, humility and strength. And if some of y'all wonder if some of these names look like some of your churns names, now you'll start to realize why. Denkayem, adaptability. This is a subject that people keep asking me about now. Adapting and sustaining and resilience. These are environmental terms I'm being asked about every day. Akoma, endurance. Once again, this word resonates so much. Look at it. It's the heart. That's where you endure from. It's from the heart. It is the heart of the matter. And Simbi, symbol of love and unity. And I think this is such a critical symbol for me to show you as one of the last of the symbols, because that's what it's about for the Gullah Geechee Nation to thrive and survive. We have to have love and unity. If we don't have love and unity amongst us, trust me, there are others waiting in the wings to re-enslave. Not to save, to re-enslave. No matter how they come smiling and grinning, trust me, there's another plan going on behind that smile. There's a song called Smiling Faces sometime. Pretend to be your friend. All right? So you have to really try the Spirit by the Spirit. See if they are part of this that is inextricably tied together. You see it as all one symbol flowing. Love and unity. And here it is. That all of this stands, and we fought for it here, to be here, because it is for all those who were lost, for all those who were stolen, for all those who were left behind, for all those who were not forgotten. And here you see Sankofa. Go back and fetch it. If Hunter ain't know where Hunter they're from, Hunter ain't quite know where Hunter they're going. Hunter children would join me on my first parish school. I'm so glad that Hunter children the day and thing like that. Make sure for tweet me at Gullah Geechee and make the children for know that you never forgot who we to be. We be Gullah Geechee, black gold, anointed children, never lost. We are no longer the stolen ones. We're the ones that grew up from the souls of the sand here. They were the ones that they tried to leave behind, but we are moving ever forward, ahead of all in thought, in heart, in endurance, in love, in unity, because we've never forgotten our ancestors. We've never forgotten our elders that fought for so many things for us. So, Hunter children, I ask you to continue to join me with the work we're doing in the Gullah Geechee Nation to make people remember who we be. And things like that. Let us not let it be a situation that our burial areas or our living grounds, our sacred areas, become anywhere that anyone can simply pave over it and then just leave us a few things etched and say, this is where the Gullah Geechee were. Trust me, it's not about the lives that we live that so many people want to see. A lot of folks don't mind leaving us just like you see here, with just these mounds of dirt to symbolize what used to be, who used to be. And there's no way that these few mounds we see here in any way symbolize the legacy of how many Africans it took to build and run this city that is now Manhattan, one of the greatest cities in the world. one of the most financially relevant places in the world. And trust me, don't fool yourself. The folks that's coming to the Gullah Geechee Nation aren't coming dry long so. Ain't been to come dry long so with these people, but they neither. They know how financially relevant, how rich our land still is, how rich our culture still is. Because we be Gullah Geechee, black gold, anointed people. And so it is such a blessing today to have the opportunity to be in this world, to be able to be a voice for our ancestors on this island of Manhasset, as well as our sea islands throughout the Gullah Geechee Nation. So, Hunter Chillin, one more again, tweet me at Gullah Geechee, GULLAH, GEECHEE. There's no I in Geechee, Gullah Geechee. Follow me on Instagram at Gullah Geechee, and also hit us up on Facebook at Gullah Geechee Nation Facebook fan page, Gullah Geechee Nation. And we also have GullahGeecheeNation.com. Join us in Charleston in August as we pay tribute to our ancestors there at the Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Festival. You can go to GullahGeechee.info. If one won't go to GullahGeechee.info. You'll find out more. But we want you to be here with us this August for the Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Festival, a celebration of self-determination. Had these Africans not been determined to keep their symbols of their culture alive, even in their burial rites, we would have never known who they were. And the story of enslavement on this island would have never gotten told. So sometimes we got to dig up some things for the story to come alive. And so we're going to dig a little bit deeper, because you know I always say, Hunter must take care of the root for heal the tree. Peace and blessings, everybody. Time for me to continue this Gullah Geechee land and legacy world journey. Peace and blessings. Much love, family.